Hey everybody, it's Miranda Pitrone back here with you to do another video. I think today we are going to do a Christmas ornament because I've had a lot of requests. Apologize for the delay, I just have not had a lot of time this season. So I have a fun little bauble here, and it's one of the ones that is black. You can see here. And it's all, I didn't paint it, they come black already. And I just got them at my local craft shop. And so we will see what we can create on this today. So I personally find these cumbersome, so I took the handle out. And that also allowed me to use my compass to draw in lines on this to make it a lot easier for myself. So I took my compass, and I actually just put the compass right in the top of the ornament here. Okay, so as I was saying, I just put my compass on the top like this. And it's just one I bought at the dollar store. And I put it in the top of the ornament and put it adjustable to the size that I wanted my first ring to go around. And then I just traced it all the way around, spinning the ornament so that I had a guideline there. And then I just extended it out a little bit more and made another guideline. So I had two rings. And then I did it a third time, but that's as far as the angle would let me go. So, but I have the first three at the top here, which is a good guide. And I'm just using the Deco Art acrylic paints to paint this. And this one's plastic, so I feel like it spreads differently on the glass a little more. But, oh, I forgot, I also want to put some guidelines here. So I just used a piece of tape or a straight piece of paper. And this I went in a cross section from the lines that were already on the ornament for when they make the ornament. And then I made my plus sign, so then you have your 90-degree angles here. And that way too, that's already your center, so you can just start from your center and then work your way out. And that's if you want to do the design from the top of the ornament. So I can't take credit for this. I saw somebody do this in one of my Facebook groups and it works out amazingly well. And if it was you, please write me a comment, and I definitely want to give you credit because this was a great idea to have the silicone molds to hold it in place. I can't believe how well it works. And it's also up a little bit higher so I can see what I'm doing. It grips really well too on the ornaments, especially these round ones. And it's just the one from the Happy Dotting Company that you make the stones with. Usually I just set it in here on my palette. But plastic on plastic or glass on plastic, I flip the palette, it's messy. This works so much better. So thank you, whoever it was that started this. It's a great idea. Alright, so I'm going to start with copper, because you know I love my metallics, but you know it's that time of year where we can use a bunch of metallics and no one says otherwise, right? It's meant for the season. So I'm using the dotting tools for this, just the smallest one. And I'm going to make my plus sign to start off around the stem of the ornament. So those are my 90-degree angles. And then I'm going to go back and do my 45-degree angles. just like that. And I think I'm going to do another row around to kind of expand the copper color. Just because once we put the handle in, and we won't be able to see it as well. And I just brace it with my pinky here on the bobble. Just kind of bulking up the copper a little here. We have a nice shiny top. Just gonna clean off my tool. And now I have a festive red, which is from the metallics again. And I'm going to use a larger dotting tool because I want to put a big old dot in between these coppers that we just put down. These vary in size, but this is about the 3mm size one. And I'm only going to do these at my 90 degrees. Okay, so I'm just gonna use, I have this one that's really tiny. I broke the end off. And I'm just gonna steal from the red dot and go around and kind of bulk up the red a little bit with some graduated dots around the outside of it. So I'm just working my way doing the red around the reds. And again, this is the etcher dotting tool, the really small one. So I'm just working my way around with the small dots, and I'm just stealing it from the larger red dot, and that way it won't dribble down. I really love these festive colors. Plus, you know, I like to throw a little something different in there, so I'm just kind of thinking about what more I can add into this. I was worried I was going to have to babysit these for a minute. The dots are pretty thick. That seems like it focused a little bit better now. There you can see it's coming along. And it's just the graduated dot, so you start off in the top of the red dot and just work your way around. And as the paint comes off the tool, the dots get smaller. Okay. So now I'm gonna go with some swipes, I think. And I'm gonna use the white. I'm just debating about how many I can fit in between each space all the way around. I'm thinking I want to do like a little fan out from large in the middle to smaller on the sides. So let's just go for it. I think I'm gonna do it here. I'll start with the middle one. Right down the center in between our two red dots. And this sometimes just takes some practice, depending on what tool you're using, realizing how much paint to put on. You could practice on paper first, just to see how far you can drag the dot out to make your swipe. Or I've even practiced on my palette before, because that's more of a similar surface to the ornaments. I kind of like how this is coming out. So this is a multi-surface white, so it's a little bit thicker. So hopefully I'm running less of a risk of it dribbling down my ornament. It seems to stay in place a lot better. I really like the white contrast too against the red. This is an enjoyable thing for me to create, because it's something you just kind of take your time and see how the design evolves, depending on what colors you use or what little design elements you throw in. But it's fun too, Christmas time ornaments. Just kind of slow down from the rush of everything. Maybe listen to some Christmas music while you're painting. Okay, so I'm just finishing up here with the last of my white swipes. See how nice? It's a really nice contrast between the red. Forget which way I'm facing my camera here. There you go. So now sometimes too I start to think, well, what do I do from here if I just stuck myself with that design? I have to kind of decide what I want to add after that. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the copper and do some swipes opposite the white. Totally random in my mind, I don't know why, but I'm gonna go for it and see how it looks, and maybe I can wipe it off if I don't like it, but we'll try it and see here. And so I'm starting at the thick part, the ends of our white, and I'm gonna drag them down to a point and just kind of see how that looks. The copper shows up so well on these black ornaments too. So I'm thinking about this. I gotta kind of marinate for a moment. And I think I'm gonna go for it, and we'll see what develops. So I'm gonna do it all the way around now. And I'm just dragging it down to the next guideline that I had from my compass lines that I drew around. And yours might be different lengths depending on your compass or what you used for a guide to draw your lines. That was as far down as I could get my compass to go. And I'm kind of thinking I might just want to keep the bottom black. I kind of like the top design like this. It's pretty. But we'll see how I feel at the end. Sometimes I feel like filling a whole thing in, and sometimes it just looks pretty with a little top. Sometimes less is more on a design. I'm sure you've all gotten to that point. Should I stay? Should I go? Isn't that a song? Some of the ends of these swipes aren't super perfect, but I'm thinking in my mind I might actually drag them out and then put a larger dot over the ends of them where they all meet. I'm just thinking about doing that now as I'm painting these. But that's what happens. It goes through your mind. What can I do next? What can I do next? Or, if you're not totally dazzled with part of a design element, there's ways to just cover it up or work around it and fix it. So I'll have to think about that now, but I just grabbed the peach and I'm just going to do a couple dots in between, right next to the reds here where the white and red meet, just at the end, like that. And I know this is kind of an unlikely color combination with the red, copper, and peaches, but I feel like they have just enough elements from one another, tints from one another. I don't even know. They just seem to go in my mind. I'm thinking, yeah, what can I do to kind of elongate the design a little bit more? And do I want to continue on with the same colors or add a whole nother color into this? So I decided to go with another metallic, but this one is an iced espresso, so it's glittery, and I'm gonna do kind of a larger dot here. So I have the larger dotting tool. This one was like the 3mm about on the nail dotting stylus sets. See, so I do a big one. Nice and shiny. Just keep the sparkle in this holiday ornament. And I'll do that at the end of every single red that we did. And I'm just pushing the paint into a circle just because I wanted the dot a little bit larger than the tool allows for. And then I'm letting it go at the top so that the paint doesn't dribble down, or at least if it starts to, I have time to grab some and push it back up. Just because this is a little bit thinner paint. Okay. See, it's making a fun design. There's your mandala if you look at it from the top. Okay, so I'm gonna go around all of these with some rows of white. Just again to give it a little bit of contrast because these are a little darker toned with the copper and the espresso. And again, I'm just starting at the top and then working my way down around and letting the paint run out off the tool so they get smaller. I apologize, it's getting a little blurry again. It's a learning curve with this new equipment. Now that I'm looking at this, I think I am going to do more than one row of white just to kind of bulk up the design a little bit and add on more than one ring. Maybe we'll do 3, 4, maybe 3. rings of white. And the focus, there we go. And I'm just using the smallest dotting tool, smallest dotting tool that I have for this. But you can also do this with the brushes. I've been trying to alternate more for you all that have been asking me to show with the tools more. Yeah, that looks better. I like the three rows is better. Then it starts to give kind of that lacy beady effect. My technical terms. Go back to this one and give it a few more rounds. I hope you all are going to have a great holiday season. I'm thinking about baking cookies right now too. I make thumbprint cookies for the holidays where you put the jam in the center, and then of course the bacon candy again. Did any of you get to make the candy that we talked about in the live dot along? Alright, let's zoom in on here a little bit so as you can see the rows of white that I'm doing around. And again, it really just kind of helps pull the design farther out, just about down to where that guideline is. Sometimes too, I'll do this where I steal from the top dot and bring it down and around, and that's another way that you'll have less on your tool to start the smaller dots as you go around the bottom. But you'll start to get a feel too of the size of your dots as you work it out from the top to the bottom, just so they get that graduated, scaled down. So you put the larger one there and then work your way, but sometimes too much paint comes off the tool and I have to get more, so it's hard getting it back to the same size, but you'll get a feel for that, how much you need to push down, and when you reload how much is on there, and you'll start to see the sizes. Like I didn't even get enough on that one. And this multi-surface paint is a little bit thicker. And one more to go here. And you can see this tool is a little angled, but not really. It's just because I broke the end off. But I have been selling a lot of the angled tools from my Etsy shop. If you are looking for the angled dotting tools, I've been selling the sets with the angled ones in it and just the angled ones alone if you don't want to buy the whole set. And the craft painting kits have been a big hit this year too. I'm kind of excited about that. I did ones with rocks and dotting tools and brushes and the angled brush, and I sold out of almost all of them before the holiday this year. That's fantastic. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying them. Plus, it's something I like to get for my kids too. They like the little package deal where you get a little bit of everything to kind of test out something new, especially with the crafts. I think I really like this white stopping here. I don't think I'm going to go all the way down the ornament. I like this half done look. I'm thinking I am going to go with a totally different color. I might even grab, I think I'm going to grab a berry metallic. Let's see. We'll maybe put a big dot of that over the ends of our copper. Berry, do I want berry? Yeah, I think I am going to go with the berry. But first, maybe I'll put just a ring of red around the whites. I am debating. Yeah. Maybe I'll go with the berry. And I'll put that over here where the swipes came down. I'm not totally enamored with the end of every tail. So I'm just going to take a big old dot of berry and cover up all the tails. Just barely go over them all so you can't see where they all connect. See, like that. And the berry and copper look nice together. I've never done that before. Might have to do that more. So I'm just doing a berry one at the bottom of each of the copper swipe groups. And if you like the sped up videos of these, I'll probably post it on Instagram so you can just see it done quicker. But doing these on the ornaments, it's a little more time consuming just because it is not a flat surface and you have to be kind of cautious about doing it on the angle and the curve so your paint doesn't slide down. So I'm just stealing now from the berry dot to do a ring around it of the same colors. with the smallest dotting tool. Just like that. And I'm just stealing it from the dots too, and that way I have less in the larger dots. It's less likely to dribble down on me while it's drying. There. Just that last ring around here of berry. I think I'm almost done with this. I'm just in my mind thinking that I do want to do, I think I would want to do red around the white, maybe just to bring that red out into the design a little bit more. And then I think I'm going to leave it with the design just halfway down. I kind of like that look. But who knows? I need a minute. I'm still thinking about it. And I am going to do a brush giveaway before the holiday. I know things got pushed back a little later, but definitely going to do that as well. So keep an eye on the Facebook. And we'll do that before Christmas. It'll give me enough time to ship it out. And I apologize to everyone overseas. Like I said, I don't know why the post office 1 minute says yes and the next minute said no. So they're telling me it went from $3 to $14 because it has to go through customs. But if it was just paperwork and I could send it, it'd be $2. I don't know, because of how it's such a lightweight thing. But unfortunately, I can't do it overseas. $14 to just ship a tiny, tiny paintbrush, lightweight. It's frustrating. Yeah, I'm glad I decided to do a few more rings with the berry. That did bring the design down more too, bulk it up a little. Just looks so dainty. I love it. Make sure I didn't stick my other in the wet paint there. So then I think after 2 I'll just let this dry, and I don't usually seal my ornaments. Sometimes the glass ones I will put one round over, but I don't usually seal the plastic ones just because for me it dries weird. Maybe you guys that use the sprays, I don't know, the Krylon spray, do you guys actually use it? Has anybody had any problems with any of the varnishes that you use if you seal your ornaments? I'm really excited about how this one came out. I think I am, yeah, definitely does need the red brought out to the end, but I think that will do it. So we'll just grab some of that festive red again, and I'm just going to go around the whites with the red, just to kind of end it with a little pop of color here. So as I said earlier, I do have an Etsy shop. If you guys are looking to purchase tools or my art, you can check that out. It's Miranda Pitrone Art on Etsy. And then I also have my Facebook page, of course, where you can come and we can interact and post things together and talk about questions you might have. And you feel free to post those in the comments here as well, or ideas in the future for other things that you would like to see me paint. And then of course there's Instagram, which is more like just an album of the artwork that I've done over the years. And then the sped up versions of these videos, because you can only do 1 minute of time. So it's the fastest painting ever. But I enjoy them. I think they're satisfying to watch. And I do have stocking stuffers still, stickers and magnets in my Etsy shop if you're looking for something like that. So this I'm just going to let dry. And then I will put my topper back in it and probably will use some sort of ribbon or something with white in the ribbon to hang it from the tree. But I'm really thankful that I had some time to do some ornaments this year. I'm excited about how this one came out. Especially with the kind of swipe connection. It reminds me kind of when we talk in science, we did mitosis or meiosis. But there you go. The red really helps the white and encloses the ornament colors there in the design. So let me know what you think in the comments, and feel free to like and share it with others. And if you're looking for my other videos, you can subscribe to my channel here and you'll get notifications of all my other videos. Just tuck the reds right in around. There you go. So I'm just going to leave the bottom black like that because I think I really like it the way it is. But you could always wait for it to dry and flip your ornament over and do the bottom as well. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all for my next video. Check out Facebook for the giveaways.